So transactions is an interesting one. Let's start with quotes. As you probably know, CPQ has a custom quote object and a custom quote line object. The reason for that, by the way, is we built CPQ before there was a native quote object in Sales Cloud. So that's why it's using a custom object. So that will have to be migrated. And we will help you migrate the structure of a quote from a CPQ custom quote line object to the native quote line item object in Revenue Cloud. Now, we really can't migrate. I mean, we can technically, but really it doesn't make any sense to migrate historical transactions because the pricing works so differently, right? Like you can't really get Revenue Cloud quotes to calculate to exactly the same a dollar amount as CPQ, right? So it's really very, very hard, probably impossible to migrate, past transactions. I think this applies to both quotes and orders, right? Just because the pricing engine is so different. And the other kind of a more practical problem is that a lot of the kind of waterfall pricing objects that sit underneath the quote line in Revenue Cloud are read-only, and so you really can't write to them, and which really means you can't even you can't sort of backfill the pricing, right? Take it as is from CPQ and put them into Revenue Cloud. What you have to do is you have to create the structure of a quote, right? Add the products to it, kind of transfer the quote lines, and then invoke a pricing call in Revenue Cloud to have it calculate the prices. Right, and so we'll do the first part for you. We'll reconstruct the Revenue Cloud quote, add all the products to it, but then you'll have to invoke the pricing calculation on it to actually come up with a price, once you've migrated all the pricing configuration that you have in your org. Orders is a little bit different, a little bit easier in the sense that both CPQ and Revenue Cloud use the native order object, right? So that structure conversion actually doesn't need to happen. But same things apply. You'll need to invoke pricing calls on the orders to recalculate those transactions. And just like with quotes, I don't recommend even attempting to migrate past orders. So just focus on the in-flight quotes, in-flight transactions, quotes and orders. Just leave the past ones alone.